Good morning everyone and welcome to our Masterplan Day, where we'll present our short and long-term objectives and, more importantly, the layout, also in terms of strategic ambitions, to guide the future growth in the context of the new horizons ahead with our new shareholder, Taiwan Semiconductor Corporation, TCC. Before we begin, I just want to point out that the Masterplan 10X is a business plan setting out NHOA's strategic ambitions that may or may not materialize, and therefore any forward-looking statement made during this presentation are subject to the risks and uncertainties mentioned in the Safe Harbor statement, and as customary, this presentation will be governed by that language. The Masterplan is the outcome of a strategic review started in April 19. Immediately after TCC and NG entered into a share purchase agreement to acquire NGPS. Eventually, the outcome of such strategic review resulted into new short-term targets and long-term outlook, which is named Masterplan 10X, but also in new strategic ambitions for NHOA. Masterplan and strategic ambitions have one simple objective, that both the management and our new shareholder will work hard to realize, enhancing the NHOA's growth by 10 times by 2025. Our management team understands that to realize this ambition for our stakeholders, for our people, and more importantly for our planet, there are key performance indicators and industrial results that NHOA will need to multiply by 10. First, we have to multiply by 10 the storage installed base achieved so far, and in full in 2025. Targeting in 2025 only 10 times the whole energy storage installed base realized between 2015 and 2021, as to say from 170 megawatt in 6 years to 1.7 gigawatt hours in just 1 year, 2025. Further, we will have to expand our production by 10 in e-mobility. I mean, in storage we already are future-proof thanks to our current operating model, but in e-mobility is a different story. We will expand our production from 1,500 EV charging devices a week to 15,000 a week by 2025. Moreover, we will have to multiply by 10 the lifetime value of our e-mobility customers. And that's already started a few weeks ago when Free2Move Solutions launched its as-a-service offer named All-E. Adding to the direct sale of wallboxes, the value which is almost 400 euros, a subscription offer bundling the energy to charge the EV at home and in almost all public chargers across Europe with a long-term contract, the value which is approximately 4,000 euros. In addition, maybe one of the most complex, but also one of the most important ones, even if with no direct financial impact. We intend to multiply by 10 the number of women engineers we employ. Even if our gender distribution today is certainly better than our reference market engineering, which is a traditionally male-dominated field. But we cannot accept this situation anymore in 2021. And this is why we will shatter the glass ceiling and disrupt the structural gender gap of female students in engineering from the roots, because we strongly believe and we will hugely invest in women. We are aware that what we announced today implies a huge level of execution risk. This is the reason why we commit by 2025 to multiply by more than 10 times the investments in health, safety and quality to support the Masterplan 10X and the strategic ambitions. And then the pipeline, as both the master plan and the strategic ambitions are looking to 2030. To facilitate the continuous growth, in 2025 we'll have to multiply by 10 the 1 billion pipeline achieved in 2020. An ambition of 10 billion pipeline in 2025, where we expect a material contribution coming from Project Atlante, with the rest equally shared between the global business line e-mobility and the global business line storage. So, the master plan aims to set the short-term targets and the long-term outlook for NHOA through 2030, together with the strategic ambitions through 2030. First, we target 26 to 40 million revenues in 2021. Then in 2022, we aim at multiplying at least by 10 the 2020 revenues with a target ranging between 100 and 150 million revenues and EBITDA breakeven. And then we have the long-term outlook, with the ambition to achieve over 600 million revenues and over 10% EBITDA in 2025, and in 2030, 15 times the 2022 revenues, with a mid-double-digit EBITDA. But today we announce also our strategic ambitions through 2030, which are a totally different chapter. I mean, they are not a business plan yet, but certainly can have a disruptive effect on our equity story. You will certainly remember what happened on July 8 during the Stellantis EV Day, when Carlos Tavares, Chief Executive Officer, shares the Stellantis electrification strategy as a key enabler to sustain clean, safe and affordable mobility. During this event, a world premiere was announced, a fast charging network in Southern Europe. Indeed, we have the ambition to develop and invest in this network, with a new global business line of NHOA that will be named Atlante. The Atlante project is timely in the context of the announcement made by the European Commission on July 14. 100% zero-emission cars registered as of 2035 and charging points on major highways every 60 kilometers. In this framework, NHOA has the strategic ambition to own and operate a fast-charging network for electric vehicles in Southern Europe, that will be an open network, but also the preferred fast-charging one of the Stellantis and its customers. This is a major but also a natural evolution in our equity story. Atlante is at the center stage of our strategic ambitions. I mean, they represent our structural transformation from a pure technology player to NHOA, an infrastructure developer, owner and operator that fully leverages on a complete product portfolio and a vertically integrated technology in both storage and e-mobility. Atlante has the ambition of creating, over the next 10 years, the largest Southern European vehicle grid integrated, the so-called VGI, fast charging network, aimed at developing in line with what was announced by Stellantis at the EV Day, by 2025, charging stations in over 1,500 sites, with 5,000 fast chargers vehicle-to-grid integrated with solar and storage. And by 2030, 9,000 charging stations with over 35,000 fast chargers. Then the question is, where? Obviously, directly next to or near highways, entrances or exit every 100, maximum 150 kilometers, with necessarily ultra-fast charging speeds, specific for charging for long-distance drives, or in urban areas, at traffic hotspots or at retailers, specific for charging for shorter drives with fast to ultra-fast charging speeds, depending on locations. Or in other selected locations, like densely populated urban areas or premium sites like this one, that can be between the on-the-go charging and the destination charging. Then the question is, why Southern Europe? And what differentiates what we will do in this sector? That's the real question. And Roberto Di Stefano, CEO and General Manager of Free2Movie Solutions, can give you directly some insights. Roberto, floor is yours.
Thank you, Carlo Alberto. I mean, you clearly see in this slide that the Atlante perimeters sound like a paradox. We want to deploy the fast charging network where there is a dramatically low penetration of electrical vehicles compared to other European countries, like Germany, Norway or Sweden. And by the way, starting from Italy, which has one of the lowest electrical vehicle penetration in Europe, with 7% market share against 83% in Norway. But actually, this area, Southern Europe, is the one with the biggest potential. Reality is that the Southern European public fast charging market, namely Italy, France, Spain and Portugal, is still nascent, but will have an unparalleled growth towards 2030. The analysis we carry out with the support of McKinsey is really telling. First, full electric and plug-in hybrid electric vehicle penetration in Southern Europe is expected to grow 26 times to 13 million battery electrical vehicles by 2030, reaching 3 million by 2025. Second, the on-the-go fast charging demand is expected to grow 46 times up to 9 terawatt-hour by 2030 and up to 1.9 terawatt-hour by 2025. Around 90% of 2030 Southern European on-the-go fast charging network is yet to be built and developed, and this constitutes a unique potential business opportunity. Then the question is, what we will develop? Fast charging technology up to 200 kilowatt power, tailored to on-the-go customer charging needs of max 15-30 minutes. You may think, why up to 200 kilowatt while there are competitors already deploying 350 kilowatt chargers? Well, we have to distinguish between hype and reality, which are the real customer needs. Reality is that today, BEV models with up to 300 kilowatt nominal charging speeds, which is limited to very premium brands and models, typically have a nominal average charging speed of 100 max 150 kilowatt. Then, for at least the next 10 years, 200 kilowatt charging power will be more than enough. We will develop charging stations fully integrated in an iconic local microgrids, with storage solution and renewable energy sources, including batteries with over 100 kilowatt-hour capacity to facilitate vehicle-to-grid services, additional renewable energy through solar panels integrated into the canopies, second-life batteries to ensure circularity and sustainability of 100% of our e-mobility play. I mean, any charging station will be a real microgrid, perfectly integrated with the national grid, powered by storage and renewables. But when it comes to microgrids, I have to hand over to you, Carlo Alberto.
Thank you, Roberto. Indeed, microgrids are our first love, and that's the reason why our strategic ambitions will go well beyond. With access to over 1,500 sites to be developed in Phase 1 of Atlante, one of the targets we set for 2025 is to multiply by 10 times the whole microgrid installed base commissioned between 2015 and 2021, then from 30 to 300 microgrids. Obviously leveraging on the 1,500 sites to be developed in Phase 1 of Atlante. And also in this case we see a 10x multiplier. As you know, by mid next year we will have online 500 fast chargers at the Mirafiori plant. But I mean the 2025 Atlanta ambition is to achieve 5,000 fast chargers, 300 of which will be in microgrid setup. Which essentially means that 20% of the 1,500 locations in which fast chargers will be installed will be equipped with solar power and storage, and additional space for installation of up to 10 megawatt of storage power for each such microgrid, with a potential for up to 3 gigawatt of storage services that will constitute one of the largest virtual power plant ever developed in the world. And compared with the opportunity behind this ambition, the financial resources we are planning are well balanced. Indeed, we expect that the strengthening of the capital structure of the company in the context of the Masterplan 10X and the initial financing of our strategic ambitions will entail approximately 230 million euros of new financial resources. Then, with the support of our new majority shareholder, TCC, we have secured a $50 million credit line, so approximately 40 million euros, and we are further negotiating with their support new financing of up to another 60 million euros of credit lines. And the potential capital increase will obviously, subject to TCC's internal approval and regulatory approvals, will be subscribed for by TCC in respect of its entitlements, and if necessary, such amount to achieve a successful potential capital increase. And this number has to be seen also in the context of the management commitment towards an intensified financial communication, as we are planning to release regularly a trading and operational update containing a series of performance indicators that will transparently outline on a quarterly basis the level of execution of both the Masterplan 10X and the strategic ambitions. Quarterly performance indicators that will be set for, first, NHOA at the consolidated level, then for the global business line storage, global business line e-mobility, and eventually the global business line Atlante. So these are our master plan and strategic ambitions that are setting the new horizons ahead of NHOA. with first, a renewed financial solidity and sustainability thanks to the support of our new shareholder and strategic industrial partner TCC. Then second, a full execution mode with a renewed commitment towards our investors with an increased effort in financial communication. And then third, last but certainly not least, the identical commitment we always had to compete and lead both the energy storage and e-mobility sectors. Because we don't want just make technology or now sustainable infrastructure investment. We are committed more than ever, if I may, to shape a better future for the generations to come. Thank you.